I'm not sharing. What? All right, cool. So I'm back on. What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing good. What about you?
Yes, they are. Okay, we already got an opposing opinion here already. So, uh, what's up, Sean Wayne? Share. Yeah, make sure y'all share. Mr. John, we got to ask me about my letters. All right, cool.
Yeah, but okay. Here's the thing. It says are Black Americans Pretendians. For one, do you mean like? Are you trying to say like Black Americans pretend to be Indian?
That's not what I'm just posing the
No, like I'm
question.
saying like, is that what it means?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the people in the comments, I keep saying that they're like agreeing or whatever. For one, I bet they're not even Black American. I hate how all of y'all always try to get on here and speak for us when y'all don't even know our history. You said no Black Americans were in America before 1492. Do you have anything to prove that? Because y'all get on here and say anything or whatever makes y'all feel good. So,
Yeah.
can the person who said that even tell me like the oldest bones that were found in America? Who did they come from?
Nearly all historians and archaeologists don't agree. That's the thing. Y'all think everybody agrees with each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm confused. You
Like,
can't disprove that. I can't disprove that, but how can you prove that? Because y'all get on here and say things that make y'all sound good at the moment, but when somebody shut y'all down and prove y'all wrong, now all of a sudden it's fake and now we're pretendians, but y'all can't prove that we aren't.
right.
I'm confused. Make it make sense.
Yeah, like not African. Who said they were African,
I've
right?
seen I've seen African people on lives 24/7 trying to say Black Americans are from America. Then Black Americans get on those same lives and prove them completely wrong. Now all of a sudden it's a problem, and now everything is fake and this that, and the third. So if you can't come up here and prove it, then don't sit in the comments and being quiet and not prove it.
You can't. You Mr. John. How about you come up, Mr. John? You said
Yeah,
you.
he keep telling me to disprove it, but you can't prove it. You're the one who bring it up, so prove it. You have something to say. Prove what you have to say.
Yeah, come on up, Mr. John. We can prove that none of y'all like. Do y'all know every tribe in America? It's over thousands of tribes, right? So
Like, I'm confused. They get on here and say something new every single day about Black Americans, but none of them have the stats or nothing to prove it. I want to see no fake looking stats that look like something you created. No.
you in the mirror, what does an African look like? I asked that yesterday. Nobody could give me an answer what an African looked like.
What
Like
even are these people? Because these low key be white people sitting behind the accounts.
facts.
All in Black people business, as always.
I was about to say, do they know every tribe? Like, what's your tribe? What do you?
Yeah, like what?
I
They was just talking about that in the last live tribes and stuff. I want him to prove what he has to say though. That Tiza, whatever his name is, you just said that Black Americans weren't in America before 14. Whatever you said, can you prove that, please?
It's facts.
And if you don't know how to prove that, then shut up and stay in the comments where you
Damn,
belong.
somebody hurt you, huh?
all right, cool. What's up? What's
What's
up?
up?
Yeah, what you got to say?
Yeah, I don't think you guys are indigenous.
Okay, you don't think?
You
But
guys
all
are
right.
indigenous probably to Africa, but not to America.
Wait, what are you? What is he?
Oh no,
Can you
I got
guess?
this. I got this, Mariah. All right, where you from?
Chicago,
Chicago. Where your family from?
Mexico.
Mexico. Okay. What tribe in Mexico are you from?
No tribes. I was born here. I'm American.
You're from Mexico, but you're not tied to
I'm
any.
not from Mexico. I was born in America,
You're from
but my
Mexico.
family has roots in Mexico.
Your family has roots in what tribe are they from?
They're not. Well, I wouldn't say they're like. Probably my mom's side. They
Probably.
probably like
Hold on,
tribes or some shit. But my dad, he probably has roots going all the way to Spain.
So you don't know. So you don't know where you're from, right?
Technically,
You don't know. You don't know where you're from.
I know where I'm from,
No, you're
but
not.
maybe not my family going all the way
You
to
don't.
like the
Okay, so
16,
you don't.
1700s. Maybe not.
Okay, so you don't know where you're from, right? Right.
I mean, do you know where you from?
Yes, I know where I'm from. I can name my 3rd, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th grade grandparents.
Okay, when they're from, and where are they from?
Virginia, Maryland,
Dating back all the way to when?
1600s. You can go back further if you want to do the archaeological research behind it.
Why is he trying to switch the conversation on you?
I know,
What are you
like,
talking about?
okay,
Girl, ain't nobody even talking
where are
about
you
shit.
from, sir?
Yeah, shut your Mexican. Let me not even say that.
Yeah, racist much, huh? You biracial as fuck. You're not even black.
I am black, baby. I have a black mom and a black dad. What are you talking about?
Is
bitch?
biracial as hell. Your skin is
I can
white as
post
fuck.
both.
What
I
are
can
you
post
talking
both
about?
of my parents right now, dumbass.
That
Go to
doesn't
my
mean
page.
anything. You have white blood in you.
You can go to my page.
You
and
have
I'm brown
white
skin.
blood
You can
in
go
you.
to my page.
You have white blood in
You
you.
can go to my page and I'm fucking brown skin.
You mad as hell.
Fuck is
You
white.
racist as shit too.
Ain't
I'm not
your dad
interacting with
a
Shut your
Spanish?
illegal ass up. Like, don't.
I just
don't
want to add the fact that
You
all of these
Mexican
people's
wetback ass.
history ties back to some slave state after the slave trade began.
Fact.
Always the 1500s in West Virginia or North Carolina or one of these Choctaw nations. Never anything prior to that. Never anything prior to
Exactly.
1492. Where's that proof of that? Because
Was the Virginia not around before 1492?
it wasn't called Virginia. Virginia is
Okay, what was it called? What was it called then?
Nothing.
That's not my area. I'm not from there. I don't know what it was
Exactly.
been called by the natives.
Exactly. I'm from the area. I know what it was
You're
called.
not.
I mean, do you
you're
even
not,
speak
bro.
the
You're
language?
from West Africa.
Tell me what's the since you're not from Virginia, let me let you know what Virginia was called before then. It was called the Senecomica.
Where'd you even get that from? Let's get a fact check on that.
Somebody look that up. Powhatan called Virginia to Senecomica.
So, somebody fact check that.
Somebody look it up.
You fact
got Google,
I have my
right?
computer right now. I'm on my
Google, right?
I can't look it up right now, but somebody fact check
look it up. The original name of Virginia was the Senecomica.
I got a fact check for you. Which settlement were your 1500s great grandparents from?
I'll make it easy. I'll make it easy for you, right? The original name of Virginia to Senecomica. Like we gonna make it real easy for you guys. The original name of Virginia. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna flip my camera and I'm gonna show you.
It's called Wing Anaconda or some shit like that.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. I literally just fucking looked it up, bro. I literally just looked it up.
This was about to pull up a fucking Wabo site, a fucking
Wing
site.
On a con.
You can't even pronounce
shit like that. I don't even fucking know. Obviously, it's a fucking bullshit name. Who cares?
You can't pronounce it. How's it?
Can you? I'll spell it out for you. Can you pronounce it?
Yes.
I doubt it.
WINGANDACO. Pronounce it.
That's not the original
Bro,
name.
it's literally there. I literally looked it up.
What did you?
Hold on. And after that, it was called the Old Dominion, like the 1600s. But before that, it was called what I just said.
Why are we even going back and forth? He don't even know where he's from.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I don't even know where y'all are from. What are you talking about?
No, you don't know where you're from. He just said
I know exactly where I'm from.
I'm from.
Nobody's talking to you, Mr. John. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Disrespectful.
Oh yeah, Mr. John, where are you from?
Because he keeps talking to me like.
Okay, who cares?
You talk to me first, man.
Oh,
I'm
can you please stop
Dude, the
talking to
earliest
you?
settlement in America was 1565, and it was Spanish.
Like
You're
what?
not.
You
You cannot
illegal
trace your
ass
grandparents back to 1500s Virginia. You just lied when you said that.
Okay.
Fact.
No, you
Like
can't
what?
unless you're Native
So
American.
documentation is going back to the 1500s, bro. Yeah.
Can y'all stop talking to one mic, right? I don't know why y'all act like hyenas on here. Like,
right.
Act like you got some sense, right? Y'all want to be right. Y'all these intellectuals, right?
We are right.
Now, with that being said, the Spanish came to Virginia, right?
No,
Yes, they did.
it's very simple.
Yes,
There were no settlements in America until 1565 when there was a Spanish.
Why do y'all wait to talk? Why do y'all wait to talk when I start talking? Have some decorum, right? Stop acting like baboons. Now, with that being said, the Spanish came to Virginia and kidnapped one of the Powhatan chiefs and named him Don Velasquez. You want to know how I know that? It's actually on history.com, the History Channel. They actually talk about it. The Spanish came to the Tidewater region of Virginia. They kidnapped one of the Powhatan chiefs and sent him to Mexico for 10 years. And then he came back, right, with people from Mexico, 200 Mayan men, and they kicked the Spanish out.
So you're saying you might have Spanish blood in you?
I never say anything about Spanish blood.
Yeah, hell
I
no.
tell you they
You
kidnapped
probably
them.
did. They did a lot of pretty bad stuff back in the day. You never know.
Yeah, there's a possibility. They came back with 200 men from Mexico.
But let's get back to the topic. The majority of Black Americans
y'all trying to tell me about. Hold on.
Bro, Phil, whatever your name is, shut up.
Bro, shut the fuck up. Nobody talking to you.
Bro, like everybody's being real respectful, but her.
I was about to say.
Mexican ass up.
Yeah, watch.
Look at the racism. Not racism, but like the xenophobia.
Beaner ass fucking Mexican.
Y'all ain't about to call no woman. I know you musty ass motherfuckers don't respect women, right?
Yeah, they don't with their hairy back ass.
Fucking capping, bro. It's not respectful.
Wet back ass.
Y'all ain't gonna talk over no women.
I'm fucking racist, bro. I'm out.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
You came up here being racist in the first place.
I was about to say, calling folks for you niggas.
You refer to us as blacks. Like what?
Yeah, trying to tell us about a history y'all don't know. Y'all not from
Virginia. And then they keep speaking over you like what?
Yeah, and acting like hyenas. Like, shut up and learn how to listen.
He keeps trying to tell us you Black Americans can believe you're from America. Shut up. You don't even know where you're from. So you just said your people are from Mexico, wherever he said. Then he don't know where he's from. Like what?
Yeah, a Mexican that don't know his tribe.
But trying to talk about Black Americans, please, sir. We put the most into this country more than you fucking illegal ass. Please, let's not.
That's cringe, honestly.
Yeah. What's
He's illegal ass? That's gross.
Yeah, I said
that's so
illegal.
nasty.
That's what they are. They're illegal. They're not. They're.
He's literally born in America.
Hey, Rubinator,
wow.
Where are you from, Rubinator?
I'm from Maine.
You're from Maine. Where your ancestors from? Where your grandparents from?
Massachusetts.
Where your great grandparents from?
Massachusetts, Greece and Massachusetts.
Greece and Massachusetts. Where your second great grandparents from?
Massachusetts.
How wasn't one of them from Greece?
Yeah.
When's your family?
Oh, you're asking for the second set. One set was Greek and one set was from Massachusetts.
Okay, where's their parents from?
Massachusetts.
In Greece, right?
Massachusetts.
When did your Greek ancestors get to America?
I actually don't know. I have no. He was first generation from Greece. So it would have been in the probably 1930.
1930. All right, cool. When your folks from Massachusetts get to America?
Yeah, they were indigenous.
What
from
tribe?
The Mi'kmaq tribe.
Mi'kmaq tribe. Mi'kmaq. Okay, so you got ties to Canada.
Yeah, I don't actually know a lot about it. All I know is that I have a great grandparent who was full-blooded Mi'kmaq. But that's the extent of it. I don't really have any connection to my Native American ancestry, and I don't want to pretend to be Native American when I'm not.
When you don't want to claim Native American when you're not. But
I'm not in the tribe. I don't have any concept of the culture, so I don't really consider myself Native American.
Oh, okay, cool. So you know everybody that's indigenous, right?
Of course, yeah, to somewhere.
To somewhere. No, you know all the indigenous tribes, right?
No.
It's who claims you, not just black. Man, we still have our communities. So what are we talking about? Folks got disenfranchised from their tribes and still built up communities. So yeah,
sure.
It's about who claims you. It ain't about who claims you. We claim ourselves. What are we talking about?
No, but if you're not brought brought up in the culture whatsoever, you can't I don't look Native American. I'm not.
We still have the culture. What community? What you call the black community? We have our own culture. We have our own communities.
Sure.
This guy ain't nobody angry. If I was angry, I'd shut this thing down. You're enrolled. Cool. All right, cool.
Let me ask him a question. What makes you a Mi'kmaq?
I'm not. I just have Mi'kmaq ancestry.
Okay, so what makes you half Mi'kmaq? What makes a Mi'kmaq? See, y'all
being
keep
a member brought up under Mi'kmaq culture.
Sir. You're capping. See, the first thing is I asked a simple question, which you would have said bloodline. You're not a Micmac. You see, you're a cosplayer, just like the rest of them running around
No,
and
I'm
trying
not.
to claim identity.
You didn't listen to the
Sir,
thing I said this whole time. That's so wild.
Because I'm a Micmac, sir. I'm a McGee, a McGowan, McFloyd. I got a lot of Micmacs in my family by name, sir. So what makes you a Micmac? See
I'm
how
not.
everybody,
I just have a great ancestor who's a Micmac.
I know, sir. But
Which he
everybody,
asked me
y'all,
the question.
listen
I
to
answered
how
his
he did
question.
not know,
You didn't
sir.
listen to anything I said, and now you're
Right,
gonna come in here and accuse me of all this
I
stuff.
know,
I'm
because
a
you're
Micmac.
pretending. You're pretending, sir. Calm down. Now,
I'm pretending
everybody,
to have an ancestor who's a Micmac.
you are. You don't know nothing about the Micmacs, and they're Negroid. They're so-called black, so-called African American. So you're not one of us, sir. So stop.
Can I say something real quick? Can I say something?
Yeah,
All right.
what's up?
So everybody knows that people were originally brown skinned before they became white, whatever. So I'm gonna tell you why American Indians were originally copper colored. Because for one, which is a big fact, we don't get sunburn. Y'all die from the sun. We thrive in the sun. Y'all are allergic to the sun. We are not. The sun's for us. It's not for you. That's how you know we were the first people. Just based off that. I don't have to go into history any further than that.
This is hard.
I'm dropping.
Facts.
I get it. All right, cool. Now we just that didn't wear. That
was a little something.
all right, cool. So, all right, so are Black Americans pretendians? Rubinator.
Not necessarily. I don't think you can know. I think it's totally possible that a large number of people that I don't think it's you can't tell. I don't know if someone says that they're from a Native American tribe. How can you possibly say no?
Okay.
You can't know. But what I disagree with is the concept that all Black Americans could claim to be Native American. That claim is totally ridiculous, right? We know that.
Everybody, okay, cool. You said everyone. All right, cool. That's your point. All right, cool.
You can't universally say that all Black Americans are indigenous Americans.
You can't say, okay, cool, fine. We have ways of verifying that. Yeah, we have ways of verifying that. I absolutely.
I think there's probably a lot more Black Americans that have indigenous ancestries than there are white Americans with indigenous ancestries, for sure.
Okay. All right. Is this okay? Cool. All right. Who else? Anybody else? Anybody else that wants to come up? Feel free. We allow all opinions, and every opinion doesn't reflect me. If it ain't come out my mouth, I ain't say it.
One thing that I would like to say is that it's impossible for such a people that cosplay to be the original people when America is one of the first civilizations, the land of mastery of carpentry and architecture, where all mathematics come from, but yet these people don't have no connection to any of the structures and the buildings and stuff that exist thousands of years ago. That's what I'd be confused by, Dave.
Wait, hold on. Say it again. Say that last part again. My bad.
Like all of the ancient structures made out of megalith stone and all of this and the mathematics and the architecture and all of this stuff. And these natives don't have no connection or stories about it, but claim to be original people. I'd be confused because it's like, okay, these things existed thousands and thousands of years up to this date, but y'all don't have no connection to them?
Yes, we do. Among the stars and combos, so yes, we do. I guess it's
how's it going, gentlemen?
I'm confused what your question is, Hustles.
Yeah, what's up, the Hulk?
Not much. Is your name David? Darvid. Awesome. Is that like that's the name your parents gave you? Darvid?
Yeah, something like that.
That's pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah,
like
it's Darwin. My name's David.
For sure.
But yeah. So what do you mean by pretendians? Is that how you say that?
So there's people that you consider Black American that are saying that we got Black Americans that are claim their indigenous roots and rebuilding and reconnecting. So I'm one of those ones that are reconnecting. and things like that. Now you have a group of people, some groups of people. It's not everyone, right? There's groups of people, no matter what they look like, honestly. There's all types of people saying this that we are pretending to be indigenous by, but we're just verifying our ancestors and what they're saying. So,
right on. I mean, I don't really know about ancestry.com or anything. My grandfather, he did a whole bunch of research on my ancestry a long time ago, and I lost all his research, but he told me a lot of it. I just kind of been carrying it with me. I don't think I've got any Native American, but no, I'm like straight up Irish. My family, they hunted with hawks. They hunted rabbits with hawks for sport. It's called hawking.
Wow.
Did you name the hawks Hawk 1 and Hawk 2?
No. I'm sick and tired of living in her shadow. I'm the hawk, all right? That name is my birthright.
Okay, so you say your family's from Ireland. When they got to the United States?
So Captain, one of my ancestors was a pretty famous captain. He defeated the Spanish Armada. His name is Captain Hawkins. He defeated the Spanish Armada in order to he was a slave trader. He was a privateer, and then he became a slave trader. He's not a slave trader, he was a transporter. So he brought like a good amount of slaves to America, and that's when he came to America. And he sadly he was pretty he was badass, but he was pretty evil. He raped oh sorry, I should not have said that. He defiled every slave woman that he brought. So I've got a whole bunch of family. Like, we carry the same last name and shit. I went to school, and we're like, I'm white as shit. They look mixed. And yeah, we like literally date back, like our ancestry dates back to that. Like we are related to a really horrible, evil thing. But I wouldn't, like, who knows? I was telling one of my buddies about this, and he's like, dude, what if we were never friends? If your ancestor didn't do what he did, we might not have ever been friends. And I was like, damn, I never looked at it like that. I always just looked at it as him being, my ancestor being the devil. But, and then, so one of my ancestors also, he was Native American, but I don't think I'm not blood related to him. He was married into the family, and he was good friends with Sam Houston. He was a drinking buddy. Indians weren't allowed to drink. It's like it was illegal, but he got away with it because he was friends with the president, and he was drinking with the president.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and alcoholism runs deep as well. Like, I don't know. I think I don't know. I'd have to really ask around and see if I actually have any Native. Like, if I do have any, it's probably such a small percentage that I can't get any benefits or anything.
Okay. All right. What's up, Receipt Goddess?
Peace, Grand Rising, everybody on the panel.
What's up? Shout out to make sure y'all like the live. Make sure y'all share it out. If you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. If you're on Twitter, like and retweet it live. If you're on Instagram, I guess it is live. I forgot to go live on Instagram. Of course I did.
Peace, cuz. Let's get them likes up to 10,000, y'all. Let's get them likes up to 10,000 for my boy Darwin.
I wanted to give y'all a compliment on y'all's live stream. Y'all are very respectful.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, this might be the best song I've ever seen on TikTok, to be honest, in terms of like.
So tame. It's so tame.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm a respectful person, right? My view, I know people have their own views, and I try not to get caught up in everybody else's views. What I say is what I say. If I ain't say it, that's what I said. It's not what I said. So, because I have decorum. Like, my day job, I have to be respectful for my day job, and I had to have had to have a level of authority and decorum. So with that being said, and if somebody is telling me something, I'm gonna listen to it. Like, I ain't cut nobody off saying their story and expressing how they feel. I never denied anybody what they were. That's what I don't go around doing that. So I expect that same level of decency to other people because I hear people out, and if I believe you or not, that's up to me. But I'm at least hear you out. You know, I'm saying that like lying or not.
I respect goes to you, sir.
Yeah, I'm not a like I'm here to build. Like I'm used to this stuff. Like I've been on Clubhouse, been on Twitter, I've been in these social audio rooms. I'm used to hearing people yelling, argue all the goddamn time, and I don't like it. So I'm just like, nah. Like we gonna have some level of decorum here. If you want to intellectually get something off, then let them go back and forth. Like I'll let people solo that want to solo. Like, hey, I want to talk to this person, right? And then you see how it goes from there. And if I need to interject when it gets disrespectful, then I will.
So I just to answer your topic. Sorry if I kind of got off track. Who am I to say Black Americans are pretendians? How do I know? You know, who am I to say that?
For sure.
I ain't no judge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna play Elder Scrolls Online. I just got a PS5 Pro, and I run a guild on there. If y'all have PlayStation, add me. I'm the Dirt Hawk.
Okay. Hey, you about to be on that game all day.
I am. Yeah, I got a guild meeting planned. We're doing a PvP tournament. It's gonna be crazy. I got a party chat full of people waiting on me. So,
I just want to say y'all don't want no smoke when it comes to Mortal Kombat. That's all.
Oh. I get my ass kicked. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, y'all have a blessed day. It was nice talking to y'all.
Peace, peace.
Peace out.
Let's get back to the topic. What's going on?
What's up, man? We haven't met. We had I was hoping Stars and Cosmos would come up here. She's Yaki. We mutuals. But you know she was in here listening, so that's cool. Yeah, like I said before, I'm pouting. You ain't gonna hear me speak too much on no tribe that I ain't got ties to. That's their business. What else? But yeah, with the Pretendian topic, we had some folks in here. We had some folks on the stage. They didn't know how to goddamn behave themselves, so we had to get rid of them. You know, if you're gonna come up here, act like you got some decorum, have some sense, man. Like I know we Indians, right? But we high class. I know we got wild Indians, right? But we high class people too. We got high class. We are people of high class. You know.
Mm-hmm. It's a principle. You know what I'm saying? I keep telling people, you just gotta understand our culture. We take disrespect differently. You know what I'm saying? We got jokes. We the best to do it. But the jokes definitely be the truth.
For sure. LOL. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. High class. LOL. Okay. Yeah. We are of high class. And if we weren't of such high class, even our most savage people are classy. You seen all the barbaric stuff other ethnic groups done, and you look at our worst, you like, God damn, hold on. Like, we ain't that bad.
On the panel, y'all just love to be just in the chat, just talking. Matter of fact, they ain't even talking. Tapping.
Just typing.
Typer, no typey.
Stop calling yourself. My ancestors called themselves Indian. I ain't gonna stop calling myself nothing my ancestors ain't called themselves.
And I got some receipts. Basically, go ahead.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Yeah, what's up, man?
So, are Black Americans Pretendians? The ones that lie about having like Cherokee ancestry when they don't, they are. And the ones that say that Black people were here before 1492, they're not Pretendians. They're called Wabos.
All right, what's a Wabo?
A Wabo is somebody that believes that the Black people are the original Native Americans and that the rest of the Native Americans are Asian imposters who are in cahoots with the white man to steal their identity.
Okay. So where you from, Judge?
People are from Mexico.
Oh, you're from Mexico. What tribe?
Mixteco.
Mixteco. Okay. Both sides?
My father's side.
What's your mom's side from?
Mother's white.
Your mom's white. So you half Mixteco.
Native, half white, yeah.
She's from Spain?
She's an English white person.
She's from England.
Scotch Irish, right?
She's Scotch Irish. Cool. All right, cool. Cool. So can you tell us about the Mixteco? Can you introduce yourself in your language?
Yeah, Mateo Ishayutla.
All right, cool. Cool. Yeah, how far your history go back?
What?
How far your history go back?
My history, we left Central Mexico and went to the Santiago River Basin about 400 BC.
Oh, well, Mexico, was that named Mexico at that time? Well, let me be quiet.
It wasn't.
What's the Mixteco? What did the Mixteco call Mexico or their land that they were in?
They just called it Anahuac.
Anahuac. Okay, cool. All right. When did the Spanish interact with your tribe?
In the 1500s, 1600s.
In the 1600s. Cool. Okay. They enslaved you guys. Okay. So you got enslavement. Any of your folks get sent anywhere else? A part of the intra-American slave trade?
Not mine, because my grandfather was born in Oaxaca, where all my people traditionally live. So, no, he wasn't. At least I don't know if I have any cousins that were.
Okay, cool.
So you believe that all dark complected people basically came on a boat from Africa, right?
I agree with you that black people are the only people with dark complexion. Agree with the premise that only black people have dark complexions.
Damn, but specifically like a person like me comes from Africa.
Someone of sub-Saharan African descent.
Sub-Saharan African descent. Cool. What's the sub-Saharan African?
Somebody who lives below the Saharan Desert in Africa.
What's considered below the sub-Saharan?
South of the Sahara.
Okay, well, yeah, south of the Sahara. What's that considered? Is that below Sudan?
Like Western Central Africa.
Western Central Africa. Okay, cool. How many Western Central Africans was brought over here?
To the Americas in total, the United States specifically.
Let's say United States specifically, since we're from the United States.
I'm not sure about the United States specifically, but I know that in total, the Americas was about 8 million people.
In the Americas, cool. All right, where they mostly go?
Well, they all stopped off in the Caribbean first before they depoted to other places.
Okay, I'm asking where did most of the Africans go?
South America.
South America and the Caribbean. Cool. You know the numbers of the? Oh, you say you don't know the numbers of the ones that went to the United States.
I heard around 500,000, but I don't know. I don't have to double check that.
No, it's not. It's not even close.
So my ancestors.
You have the source for how much?
Yeah, slavevoyages.org.
So my ancestors actually had slaves in the Caribbean and Jamaica, and I have some return to slave sheets. And
you're a colonizer?
And very little on the sheets. There's like maybe one African per sheet, mostly Creole. It was either Creole or African. And so when you just said that they mainly came to the Caribbean, well, Jamaica, not with my family, they didn't. And then even on these return to slave sheets, there were people with the same last name as my ancestor, which was my great-great-great-grandmother.
Okay, for sure. I was about to say, yeah, mostly. Yeah, I was saying that's what they say, right? But thank you for verifying that, because I'm not Caribbean, so that ain't my place to speak on what happened there. What's up, Diaz?
What's up, family? I just want to remark on he said something about Cherokee. Does he specifically know which tribes that black people claim? Which tribes in the nation of Cherokee?
If you claim Cherokee or whatever, I just picked that arbitrarily. Yet you don't really have Cherokee, or you're fabricating that. That would make you a Pretendian. I was trying to distinguish between Pretendian and Wabo.
Well, the Cherokee language doesn't even have an R in it, so they're not even really called Cherokee.
Hold on. Let me say this, cuz. Now, first of all, he just explained to you, sir, that Cherokee is a nation. So there's tribes inside of the Cherokee nation. So you keep saying these people claiming Cherokee as a tribe. Sir, you don't know what you're talking about. You're half Hispanic and half white tea. So you need to research more.
It's half Hispanic. Are Hispanics white tea?
It's even
Are Hispanics white tea? That's like saying I'm half white.
You don't know anything about the Cherokee nation, sir. It's a Cherokee nation.
Well, I'm not a Cherokee, so I don't claim to have intimate knowledge of their structure. However, it was just an arbitrary example in order to distinguish between a Wabo and a Pretendian. And this right here is This right here is called the Lloyd Ledger, which is a insurance policy, basically insuring a slave voyage from a guy named Lloyd, where he leaves Liverpool, England. Right there, that's the first word. He leaves Liverpool, England, to Africa, then to Cuba.
Okay. Can I ask you a quick question? And then I'll land my plane. So we're in the year 2025, right? Can you name one ship or show proof of one ship that can take anyone from here to Africa or from Africa to here? Just
That's what this is.
No, I'm saying
this is a slave voyage ship.
I'm not questioning your document, sir. I'm not questioning it.
This document proves it.
No. I'm talking about there's a way to physically prove it though, right? So if we came on wooden boats, which were sailboats at that time in the 1400s, right? It should at least somehow.
Meet me in the Dominican Republic next Tuesday, and we'll both go dig up an old slave ship from the port over there. Okay?
No, I'm asking for today. That makes more sense. I mean, I understand the history.
I haven't dug up any slave ships lately, so I don't have
No. Listen to what I'm saying to you, sir. Right? I'm not getting disrespectful towards you or nothing. I'm just saying. Since we are in 2025, right? Since we're in the year 2025, can you prove that there's a ship or any type of water device that's going to bring anyone from America straight to Africa or from Africa straight to America?
Yeah, this document proves that.
Exactly. You can't do it because it's impossible.
It proves that.
You can't. I mean, it's okay, bro. It's okay to be.
This is a document that ensures.
I understand that. I'm not talking about the document.
Lloyd, who left Liverpool, went to Africa, picked up slaves.
Yeah, anybody can wrote
What is the date of that?
This is the primary source. It's called the Lloyd Ledger.
Hold on. Let's not crash out, you guys. I just wanted to say this.
You guys can start trying to deny primary sources now. I don't know what else to tell you.
Huh?
If you guys are going to start denying primary sources, then there's no point in talking.
Oh, I'm not denying it. You keep going over it. I think you're trying to avoid the point.
The point is you don't have the primary evidence.
This is a primary source, dude.
You don't have the slave.
This is a ledger from a slave boat.
But sir, you do not have a boat.
Hold on, real quick. No boat went from the United States to Africa. No boat.
No, this one came from Liverpool, England.
Yeah, Liverpool to Cuba.
I guess the paper can.
Yeah, I was about to say United States. I know Navy SEALmen that have told me they've never sailed in the modern age of 2025. They have never sailed directly across from the United States to West Africa.
Nope. If you say so. I mean, there's a whole website, voyages.com, that extensively documents it. But I mean, you guys just deny it.
That's Cuba, not the United States.
Yeah, Cuba was a depot. Cuba was a depot.
Yeah, not the United States. We're talking about the United States of America.
All right, so if I go all the way to slavevoyages.com, go screenshot a primary source of a boat leaving Cuba or any other Caribbean island with slaves to the Americas.
I mean that's so ancient.
Are you then just going to
that is so ancient, right?
Source as well?
That is so ancient. We're in 2025. We have Titanic ships, right? We got cargo ships. Prove that you can actually book a ship, right? That's going to take you from America to Africa or from Africa to here. You don't have it.
What?
So regardless of your document, it's bro, it's
Hold on.
debunked.
Wait a minute. Because you got a whole, since you bring up the slavevoyages.com, we already know that Philip Curtin already debunked like most of those slave voyages alone. And he has cited Philip D. Curtin, who has debunked the transatlantic slave trade numbers alone. He said not that many Africans came up over here to the United States. It's only like 4%. This is a credible source from Henry Louis Gates himself.
Where's he
on
published?
that website. Not that many Africans came. That slavevoyages.org. And most of those sources come from Matthias II. So it's only one source that's citing that a whole bunch of Africans came here, but it's not quantifiable because they're just throwing numbers at the wall and see what sticks. It's not accurate.
Have ship manifestos with the number of passengers.
Ship manifest, bro. It's not no thousand or millions of people coming over here like that.
Hey, hold on one second. Now, first of all,
they can bring millions of white people over here, but they can't bring billions of white.
I know.
But
listen. I be trying to say something real quick. Hold on one second. Now, first of all, it was ships didn't exist like you're thinking. It was only really passenger ships that can only have like 20 to 30 people at max.
Galleons. They had galleons.
Nah, they didn't, dude. You see, you're running your mouth about listen, first of all, you didn't even tell us the date of your receipt you got up. And that's not even a real ship receipt, because a real ship receipt is called a manifest. So that's just a letter, dude.
This is an insurance. This is an insurance document for the Lloyd
Ledger.
Ledger.
Oh, they needed
the
insurance
Lloyd
back
slave
then?
voyage.
Wow.
See, he's talking about a letter once again.
Yeah, this insures a slave
year
voyage
was it?
ship.
What
In
year?
case they sunk, they would not lose their money.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. That's
What year was it? And it's in English,
17
everybody.
something, I think. Let me see.
Listen, it's all in English too, y'all. Look.
Yeah, it's all in English. Yeah. You can read
Right.
it.
So how
Sorry.
It says it's 17 or 17 something. Hold on, let me check.
You see, we had indentured servitude here, so
Let me check the date on it. I mean, it's from the 1700s. So what's your point?
Yeah,
my whole point is you can't do it in 2025. I mean, boats were so small.
crazy?
The first boat that could actually hold up to
insane.
300 people happened in 1857. So
And it's typed up, y'all. Look at the typing. They use the type.
It's not typed up. It's
Oh,
printed.
yes, it is typed up.
It's printed with an old print, dude.
You don't know how to type.
It's printed. It even says that it was printed.
Duh. It was typed and then printed.
They didn't have typewriters back then, fool. It was printed. You know how printing presses work?
Listen to this guy.
wow.
It was printed with a printing press.
I know. You just
It was
debunked
printed
yourself,
with a
sir.
printing press.
That
You
was
fucking
all
fool.
I know. That was all done. It was all done here in America, sir.
This was done in Liverpool, England. This is from England. fool.
I think
What's the date of the?
I think
It's from England.
Diaz wants to say something.
It was Liverpool, England to Africa to Cuba, buddy.
Hey,
Fucking
let the host
co-party.
speak. Let the
You
host
guys
speak.
gotta coach
Hey,
so hard.
let
This
the
is
host
freaking
speak. Let the host
ridiculous.
speak.
Hold on. Who said something?
Hold up.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Just want to know what year it was. What the document you have? What was the year? Is he gonna say the year?
On tea time, like usual.
What years?
Oh, did you?
Little theme song. I'm just waiting.
I thought you was in the crowd. Yeah, but I was about to say. You said how all these white people like we have pictures of a big ass sailboat. Like
1703 to 1744 is when Lloyd was doing his slave voyages.
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Now most white most white people didn't even get to America until after the Civil War.
1800.
1800, 1900s. A lot of these people.
1880. Yup. 1860 to 1880.
That's when the majority of the white folks got to the U.S.
Homesteaders.
He went to research that too real quick.
So there's like
I just wanted to
I went to
know
go research how
like,
many voyages they had. I couldn't find that number, but yeah, there's like what 240 million white people in the United States.
Well, it takes around 4 months. Yeah, okay, currently the slave trade ended in Europe around 1800s, roughly around 1800s, right?
1852 is when the slave trade was outlawed.
And then you had Haiti. Okay, hold up. I'm just saying this, right? It takes 16 and 17, 16 between 1800s is when the transatlantic slave trade roughly started, right? Okay, so it takes around 200 years, right? Okay, it takes 4 months for a round trip, right? Of 600, maybe 600 people a boat. That's at maximum 600 people. Do you actually think they ship over 12 million people over here? That's just an honest question. Because I've researched
12 million.
I've researched the
million
boats.
people.
I've researched the trips.
12 million people were attempted to be shipped, but only 8 million survived.
Hey, okay,
bro. How did they within that time frame? How do you ship on 600? It's most. This is the most. This is not every ship. This is not every time they went back.
You know what?
600 people a ship at 4 months. It takes 4 months for a round trip to Africa and back to the either Caribbean or to America, which honestly it was probably the Caribbean to America because it didn't go straight to America. But how many people like rationally do you think can make it within that time frame? Because after 1800s, they were shipping them illegally and they were liable to be stopped if they shipped too many people at one time. Then the more of the slaves would die. I've read the documents. The slaves would have revolts. That's why they're finding a lot of wreckages, right? You're gonna have more problems shipping more people, right? Than 600. 600 was the most they could carry up until 1860. The last voyage was around 1860.
No, it wasn't even 600. It was like 150 to 200 up until 1800s.
I mean, he
don't get it because when you got to think though, bro, you're right, Diaz. When you traveling, you got to have water, food, and necessities. You ain't going to be out there for 4 months and not being able to survive with your crew and all of this. So you got to count the people, the crew, and all of these people on top of them saying that they had these people at the bottom of. Come on, man.
For sure, it's impossible to like ship 12 million people that way. It's not rationally possible. It's not economically possible. And then during the 1800s, like I said, it was illegal, so they had to ship them illegally, right? So these people had to ship. They couldn't ship at most 600 people. They had to ship in the hundreds, the 200s. It's not possible. That's
so what official dates they said that the transatlantic slave trade happened within the United States is from 1626 to 1807 is when they allegedly brought in 322,000 Africans into the United States. Now, that's a short time window for them to bring over Africans. And then Henry Louis Gates said on his slave voyage website is that they brought in an extra 92,000 Africans like after that date of 1807 through 1865, 1864 or whatever. And that is the time frame of how they're saying Africans came up here. That's not a lot of people. That's like 4,000 people that they say that Africans came to the United States. And those Africans would have been absorbed into the indigenous enslaved population and the European population. So that would make our mitochondrial indigenous American, because the indigenous females were primarily used as chattel slaves within the Southeast and the East Coast and even the Caribbean. So what they're doing is mixing the dope with this DNA stuff because they're not testing these indigenous tribes as deemed extinct within the Southeast, the Caribbean.
Or don't even have indigenous North American DNA.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Hey, let me see the big screen real quick. See, I didn't want to. That's why I don't be arguing with them because they don't have receipts, bro. And peace, Tyron. I ain't even realized that was you until I started really hearing your voice. You know, this old hustles, man. It was good.
What up?
But yo, now this right here is the Mayan Palenque astronauts. You know, you can see the copper colors. You know, goddess in the uniform seat where she got the I forgot what it's called. It's some type of scope to where from inside of the submarine you can look out and see where they're going. You know what I'm saying? Before they get there, but they're still trying to figure out how was we astronauts thousands of years ago. You know, this was found surrounding a sarcophagus down in Mexico, where these people be claiming they from. You know what I'm saying? So it's very, very closed on them knowing any of this information, and they supposed to be from down there in these areas.
For sure. Yeah. Somebody said, if anybody that has anybody that disagrees, come on up. Yeah, it's just like, for sure, appreciate that though. It's just like, what do I want to say? What was I about to say? What's up, KJ? What's up to the stream, y'all? What's up to everybody on Instagram? As you know, I'm streaming on like 4 different platforms. I'm on TikTok, Twitter, StreamYard, YouTube, and Instagram. But with that being said, what was I about to say? Real quick. What I was about to say is, yeah, we have a lot of receipts. Like you haven't really seen me too many receipts right now because I'm, just curating, letting people hash out what they got to get out. But the main thing folks need to do is their genealogy. These folks can't debunk our genealogy, dude. You can't, because y'all don't know us, right? You have to know our families to debunk our genealogy. So going back to the title at hand on Black Americans Pretendians, right? A lot of us have indigenous roots, right? I'll go on a limb to say, if you claim to be American, right, you have to have indigenous roots to be American. I'll go off the limb and say that. No, these foreigners aren't American. No, foreigners are not American. So with that being said, as I was saying, you're African. Like you've been saying we're African, but what is your proof? You tell us to look in the mirror. What does an African look like? Huh? What does an African look like? I have yet to get an answer. No, it looks like African looks like you is not an answer.
Yeah, all of these concepts and these theories came out of like the characters.
Bring your ass up here, bro.
It came out of characters, bro. Like how they painted us basically in the 1940s and 50s. Like that's what they're going off of, man. Like just because you have a big nose and lips, like that does not make you African, bro. You have tribes in Papua New Guinea. You have tribes in the Andaman Islands and Nicobar Islands. You have lower Indonesian people, southeastern Indonesian people. You have tribes in Brazil, remote tribes, bro. So
most indigenous American tribes don't even have aquiline noses or the panthic fold Asian, like stereotypical plains native look. There's various different phenotypical features within the American.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's all I want to say. This came out of a mound in the southeast, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So I think it's Cahokia Mounds.
Yeah, Cahokia.
So
you're saying that picture
looks
like African Americans?
You said what?
You say that
I'm saying that you don't know the atypical features of a Native American, quote unquote. You have the Catawba tribe that was labeled as Negroes by Choctaw that were slave hunters. They were actually slave hunters, right? And they were labeled as.
But can we just
in the 18th?
Can we just differentiate?
I can bring up that document if you need me. I can bring up the document of where they did it. They were afraid to be labeled Negro because of. I mean, it's kind of small, but I have it on my page actually.
Right.
But the Catawba tribe, who were slave hunters, were actually labeled as colored and Negro, and they weren't recognized in the 1860s as under the 5 civilized tribes.
Bro, you can't say.
So for people to be like, oh, Native Americans look like this or Native Americans look like that, like you have dark Yamasee tribes, you have whole townships of dark skinned people in Yamasee territory. And Yamasee was a coalition of different tribes. I want people to understand that. Yamasee doesn't mean one tribe. It was a coalition of many different tribes. Kaweta, Tama, many different tribes.
Watery, Sands.
And that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying, bro. I totally agree with you. So fuck them niggers, bro. You know, fuck them niggers, bro. Y'all a bunch of niggers. That's what I'm saying.
All right, I know who you are now.
But anyway, Like like the Muskegon. Like the Muskegon was a dialect. It's a language that was spoken by or a similar language, kind of like Bantu, right? You find Bantu everywhere in Africa because they're similar. They're ethno-linguistic. Same thing as Muskegon. Like you have to like understand there are 25,000 tribes in Southeast. So you cannot be like, oh, well, these Indians look like this or these Indians look like that. There were 25,000 tribes. And don't get me started on Caribs. Caribs came in many different colors. So
facts. I think it's safe. I mean, when you think about certain things, how y'all doing, by the way? My bad. I didn't mean to just come here like that.
Y'all should get this book right here. It's an interesting read. Indian slavery in the colonial times within the present limits of the United States. Talks about indigenous Americans being enslaved within the United States.
Right.
Go ahead, Strange Fruit.
Well, just to piggyback off of what bro was just saying, the Native Americans of today are not the Native Americans of yesterday. When you think about a lot of these different tribes and whatnot, like the 5 civilized tribes, for instance, those were not necessarily tribes, but more or less nations. You have the 6 nations of the Iroquois Confederacy. You have many different nations that have come together that don't just make up one group of people. So yeah, but I'm gonna read the room a little bit more because I know I'm just coming in. But I'm happy to be here and thank y'all. Thank you for allowing me on your panel.
Yeah, no problem. I was about to say if you in here, make sure you follow people that you resonate with. Follow me, whoever speaker you resonate with. Make sure you like and share the live so we get more people up in here. We got the same folks saying that, screaming that we're African, typing the same old thing. But you haven't told me what an African looks like yet. What is that might be my next live question. What does an African look like?
Oh, here's the thing. Since they're saying that an African looks like a stereotypical Negroid, for one, Africa didn't even apply to Black people. It applied to white inhabitants that were invading that continent from Spain.
Right. All of Africa wasn't even called Africa at one point. Africa was called only North Africa was referred to as Africa. Like only North Africa, from the Afar, the Afri tribe, you know? And then with that, South Africa was referred to as Ethiopia. Anything below Sudan was considered Ethiopia. And then anything
the Afri are from the East Africa. They reached all the way to Ethiopia and titled the Tunisia, Morocco area Africa, based off of the Greco-Romans invading.
Yeah, anything west of Nubia, right, was considered Sudan at one point. Right. Like, come on, man. Like,
but you had African nations all the way in the Iberian Peninsula.
Yeah, for sure.
All the way they mixed with
They don't have nothing speaking about Africa in no books until way later.
Piracy goddess.
Mm-hmm.
And when they mostly describe Africans as either being Ethiopia or Guineas at a certain point. If they were from West Africa, they were Guineas. If they're anywhere else, they were Ethiopian.
Y'all see the skeletal remains that they found within the United States and South America?
Yeah, I see. I expanded you.
They found these bones in French Quarter. They compared a South Pacific skull to a Negro skull and the Luzia skull. But they don't want to talk about their findings. They want to try and build up a Mongoloid story.
It's crazy as hell. And even so, this one right here that you're showing in Leander, Texas, because I'm in Texas right now, and I'm in Austin, but in Leander, Texas, was where they found one of the, and I'm using air quotations when I say Lucy's, because at the end of the day, when they looked at that stuff, those skulls were significantly different. Thank you so much. Than any of the other skulls that they compare them to. But I want y'all to even take into consideration, they found, I don't know if we can cuss on here or not, effing footprints 25 million, 2 million years old. A shoe print, I'm sorry. Not a footprint, a shoe print. These people need to stop playing. Shit. Niggas cover all corners of the globe, all four corners, and we're indigenous to everywhere, really, when you think about it. So,
and then with the people that stuck on the African thing, right? There's African tribes that say they don't even come from Africa. I actually showed the videos. You had different tribes that say they came from the Middle East, right? Persia, India, migrated from somewhere else.
The Lebo tribe in Senegal said that they came from India. You got the Chaminuga, the Shona people that's from Zimbabwe, I think. That says that they're from Persia, and you got the Kabu from Mandinka people that's saying that they come from Yemen, Saudi Arabia.
Don't forget about the Limba and Rimba tribe, who have who are more genetically similar to what you would call Hebrew or Jewish people. Yeah. So they came from the Levant. They actually traveled into southern Africa with Bantu people.
See,
so it's pretty much ridiculous trying to use like a pheomelanin recessive group to say that this marker right here is the original inhabitants, and then try and put people all in Africa. That's pretty much disingenuous.
Very much so.
Exactly. That's just saying the sun ain't original.
And then the goddamn Yoruba and the Igbo. They talk about coming from goddamn the Middle East. Like, these are their own people saying this. Like, it's not anyone else saying this. It's their own people saying that, hey, we come from this place. This, and that. So, cool.
Well, somebody just put in there, remember India was in America at one time. Yep. No, India was India superior. Like, just like over here was also too, when you look at old maps, it was Asia Major. And then over there where China and Asia is now, that was Asia Minor. Sister feel good. India superior, thank you. Sister feel good, I hope you're doing good too, love. But yeah, when you look at some of these maps, and it's just like, god dang, like the picture I had up a second ago, and I'll put it again. I had to edit it a little bit, but these are not African women. These are I want to say Melanesia or Papua New Guinea. Dang, you can't even see it down.
I know what picture that is. That's a Fijians.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're Fijian.
But they have no, I don't know. And it is crazy because I just found some more pictures of my grandma the other day. I don't know why my stuff is.
Can you pull up that Mayan astronaut?
Mayan astronaut. Oh yeah. Let me see if I can find it on here. What's that, bro?
So the person that I'm showing on my screen is Andre Menendez Strauss. This is the person that they try to use to try and replace the Luzia skull in the museum after they burned down that original bust that they constructed from Walter Neves and Richard Meade. He tried to do was pull out a skull that was in a similar area as Luzia and tried to say that this Luzia skull is not a Negroid. It then did a whole totally different reconstruction. Let me show you a picture of him.
They did do that, and they said that they had found it in Africa. I remember that article.
This is the person that these Native Americans and these Eurocentrics is trying to use.
That's crazy. Wow. You're not talking about this one, are you? Are you talking about the?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Because right now you're not on the actual big screen. Well, you are, but you're not. Can you
hold on,
larger? Okay. Is that the original? Is that the original one you put up earlier?
Yeah, that's the original one you put up earlier.
What about the caption that was below it?
What do you mean? This the mysterious Mayan?
No, it was a little different. It had a different caption. It had It had a totally different caption on the bottom.
I'm not sure. I just went online and I typed it in. Receipt Goddess, what's the one what's the name of the lady they found? Do you remember?
Wasn't it like Lupita? Hold on, I gotta grab it. I forgot her name. It's like tip of my tongue
now. Intact. What's up?
Appreciate the follows. Appreciate the follows and the gifts. Is that set it on?
You guys know that the whole skull measuring all that is outdated science. It's not even accepted anymore.
Okay.
It's not outdated. It's actually still used. So if your skull is decomposed, if you're a dead body, forensic anthropologists still use those measurements to figure out what your race is.
Forensic anthropologists, maybe, but they also use DNA.
DNA.
We hear DNA being spoken about on the live, but we don't see any evidence. Where's the evidence? Where's the DNA evidence?
So, for example,
DNA evidence of what?
Can I say this? Because he did say DNA evidence. The fact that majority of these quote unquote DNA ancestries, right, are being ran by natives and then Mormons. Okay, the fact that these people are using modern, right? They're not even using unalived people, right? And then the fact that they are using terminologies like Nigeria, Ghana, these are so new. 1945 to 1960 new.
So you're debunking DNA? You saying DNA does not
digging up anybody dead, man?
Sir, I wouldn't trust anything that comes from people who's purposely trying to use us. And then the fact that you want us to take a DNA, but you guys don't even actually use a actual NEEDLE for your blood quantum. You actually use our records. So let's just keep it real.
Well, we'll keep it real. We'll keep it real. The consensus is you're from Africa.
No.
And so you gotta prove that the burden.
We have the proof. Can you do me a favor since you're an original person? Can you pull up a land patent?
Land patent? What's land patent got to do?
Yeah, these people have no. Okay, and you just said something that was completely wrong. The burden of proof is not on us to prove who we are. The burden of proof is on the opposing party.
Yeah. So
you don't have DNA.
Okay, well. I just wanted to show you this.
Oh yeah, he wanted to do his receipt. I just want to say, we just need to talk to, your Department of Interior, why you guys are using the individual Indian money accounts. That's how you guys build casinos and stuff.
Yeah. Let me hop in here. Yeah, Messa. Okay, so Messa, where are you from?
I'm from North America.
What part?
Northern Mexico, Southern United States.
Northern Mexico, Southern United States. What states?
Texas, Chihuahua.
Texas, Chihuahua. That's your tribe?
No.
What's your tribe?
What's my tribe? Are we going down the line? You gonna tell me your tribe?
Yeah.
Ramamudi.
Yeah, all right, cool. I'm Politan.
Good.
Okay, cool. Now, can you introduce yourself in your language?
I can't.
You can't? What? Oh, you can't?
Wow.
Nope. Can you?
Hold on, Tyrone.
Can you?
Yes, I can.
So you are Afro-Indigenous. Okay, good.
What is an Afro-Indigenous? Hold on.
Africans mixed with indigenous tribe. That's
what Africans are in my lineage. Do you know?
I don't know. You tell me. You say you did a DNA, right? You keep on mentioning DNA.
I did DNA. I've done genealogy, bro. I go back to the 15 and 1600s, like I've stated before.
Oh, okay. You go back to 1600s when Africans first got here.
Yeah, 16, 19. I don't descend from none of them, though.
Yeah, well, I'm in the year 1143, so
I can
So
go
you
back
have no, you have
Yeah.
no African blood in you.
Like, okay, wait, who? Name them. Can you name
No,
them?
I'm asking you. You have no African blood in you.
No.
Shit.
Okay,
I'm
so
like,
do you
if
have
you
European?
Sunday,
Where,
you guys
what
are full
about
of
you?
shit.
Hold on.
You guys full of shit. Anybody can custom make their genealogy.
That's all. Name the Africans that came over here.
Anybody can custom make their cherry pick their
That's
own,
not answering my question.
own genealogy. You have a great day, buddy.
Answer my question, Meso. Name the Africans that came over here. And he drops. Dumbass.
he had to come up here and do his job.
He didn't research Africa enough, so he that's all he knows is a
So
whole
he
entire continent.
he know we the original people. He just had to come and do his job. That's what they get paid to do.
So the man mentioned DNA. He's the only one that pulled up DNA. That's it.
Well,
We
I
only
was just
said
gonna-
genealogy.
I was just about
But
to ask him.
he doesn't even realize. Like, does he know that Native American culture? It was never like, oh, you're a dark Indian or you're a light Indian. Like, these people differentiated by culture, bro.
Right.
I just gave you a tribe that was quote unquote slave hunters who were as dark as Negroes, and the people that these are people coming on them in the 1860s that they were as dark as Negroes, and they did not. They claimed to never intermix.
Right.
So they did not differentiate by culture. You got they got Native culture. Native Americans weren't racist. Like,
Yeah, for sure. I was about to say, somebody started wasting my time. Yeah, obviously. Like, they can't even answer these questions, bro. They come up here, I ask them simple questions. They can't answer it. They want to beat around the bush. And when I tell them to answer it, they don't want to answer it. These are the intellectuals that are supposed to be debunking us? Please. How's it a stupid question? I can name Africans that came to America. Zwart Mozingo, Angola, John Punch,
Martin Delaney.
Now I can name. Now I've been saying this shit for the longest. I have videos on it. So what are we talking about? We can name Africans that came over here. It happened. My ancestors, no. They're not my ancestors. I'm not related to them. So, with that being said, if I'm not related to those people, who are you to say that? Y'all can't provide any name. You didn't know them until I said it.
You said you can make up your own genealogy. How if it's documents that the government collects from your birth certificate, your fucking death certificate, your old Bible from primitive churches.
You know what's so crazy? It's like, people should understand that a quote unquote tribe, right? Like, shouldn't you want to be on a reservation with family members? It's like you guys really believe that this is all about language, culture, because majority of your languages are so new. Actually, I've done due diligence. So it's like you want to talk about culture, language. So you're basically affiliated through what? Is it just a connection? So it's crazy.
And when you say new, 1924.
They love saying that in the comments. Don't worry about it. I'm a hairstylist. My natural hair is to my elbows, sir. So
say that again.
We had so much land in the Southeast, bro. We own so much farming land. Do you know Henrietta Lacks, who was quote unquote African American, right? Her family was tobacco farmers. The one woman who got the immortal cell, that lady, she had tobacco farm in her family.
Peep game though, bro. Peep game. It's not the one lady. The American melanated woman, they have those cells too.
Sorry.
and then the crazy part about it, her real name is Loretta Pleasant.
And she's
because
Polish.
Henrietta lacks RH.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
she's Powhatan. I did her genealogy. She's Powhatan.
She's in my family tree, so.
Like yeah, I did like her dad Pleasance, and then her mom. I think her Lax family is her mom's side. Like
Culture continuation. That's all I'm saying. Like we continue to practice this culture even under oppression, even during the times where we quote unquote were whatever you want to call us, right? We still practice our culture. How is that? How do y'all still not do the things that y'all quote unquote say that y'all are?
I'm about to pull up Henrietta Lacks and stuff because she's Womack. Yeah, she literally has the last name Womack in her tree, Potomac. Lax.
You say cultural appropriation. Like how is that even possible? Like you don't even practice the culture.
We don't even know
on the res. You don't.
We don't even know.
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't even. It's ridiculous, bro.
What's so crazy is that if you are the original people, then everybody should know your language. Everybody should know your tribe. But then they say, oh, Cherokee, woo, woo, woo. And then they say, what's your language? First of all, what we're talking right now. From New York to California, from Washington State to Florida. We all have our different, little, ways of saying things, but it's the angel language, okay? That changed into the Ingo, right? By the Romans. Then it changed into the English by the quote unquote, they say Germans, okay? So yeah, the language that we are speaking, we've always done. That's why everybody speaks it. That's how you know we are the oldest. And Old England is
Accomack. Yeah, for sure. Shout out to the Powhatan. But yeah, I forgot I did something to the background. Can't change it right now. But yeah, Henrietta Lack, I'm gonna make a video on it. But yeah, she's related to the Wests or Pamunkey. She has Womack somewhere.
Womack and Pamunkey. That's me and Zoe. Zoe, wait, is that me and Zoe or me and TB? I think TB Pamunkey.
Me too.
Yeah.
Our people, my dad is a high power, and they come out of the Etowah tribe in Georgia.
He gonna say Po monkey, and the crazy part about it is we don't even have the monkey in us. So
Yeah,
Walla Walla Bing Bang.
Like a federally recognized tribe, which would be good enough for them, right? They're federally recognized, the Pamunkey.
And did you know that
Yeah,
I have the receipt that literally tells you that they self-identify as Native after they stormed into the Bureau of Indian Affairs and stole our records? Yeah, they self-identify as Native.
Wow.
But let's even talk about this. You know, the one drop rule, for instance, was never really for us because they needed the one drop from us in order to qualify. And celestial being, you can even laugh all you want to. Chances are you're not even a celestial being.
Well, see, the one drop rule was basically they love to use this BLOOD word. You get what I'm saying? When they're actually going into our records, when you look up what blood quantum is and certificate of Indian degree blood or whatever, bro, they get when these people they took over through the Department of Interior. They've been doing it for a very long time. The people who created the what was it? The American Indian movement.
Mm-hmm.
They were from the Know Nothings Party in Minnesota.
Oh, that ACS?
The AIM, the ones who stormed into the Bureau of Indian Affairs. They stole out. They had squatted there for 7 days, and then they stole records. They caused like over $700,000 worth of damage.
Dang.
So what they did is that they went into treaties after that,
right,
to basically be in a position to be a trustee and beneficiary over our accounts. That's why Trump is on that with them, because they have been making their money, right, through the minerals that they have been extracting from our soil with these other private accounts with these Pan-African companies and the individual Indian money accounts. So they have put themselves in positions to be beneficiary and trustee while they do their fiduciary duties. So their treaties that they signed with these people fraudulently and by these land leases, they're getting sued.
Right.
We already own it.
And even with that too, what people I guess kind of don't realize with that, first of all, if you do your due diligence, these are things that we could potentially, well, not potentially, these are things that we can benefit from too, because there's nothing stopping you from going and doing what they call a patent of nativity. You can get, you know, from your mother and your father, get the last 9 forefathers and foremothers from your mama and your daddy, maternal and paternal, and you go and get that patented. Like, I mean, it's not hard. And I mean, I don't know, options are limitless, but at the end of the day, when you think about certain things, hell, the Native American woman is not the woman that has been getting, for lack of a better term, stolen. The wherewithal of this country don't sit on the backs of Native American women. You need the American melanated woman for virtually everything, I'm gonna say, in this universe, damn near. And there's no denying that. I mean, it's crazy.
Hold on, real quick.
Okay.
We got people that ain't spoke yet. What's up? What's up, Carrie? What's up, Chief? What's up, Papuna?
Peace.
For a while, so you want to see it, what's going on?
I just wanted to ask something to the conversation.
Kind of low.
My fault. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, Dolphin, I'm also on the Discord too. So,
all right. What's your name on there?
Follow the food.
Oh, okay. Follow the food. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. But say, if you want to join my Discord, hit me up. Or hit me up on like Instagram or Twitter or something. Something that's not on TikTok, because I don't know why you can't send links on TikTok. But still, it's been 5 fucking years. What was I about to say? But say, join my Discord, I got genealogy classes. I got about to come back up with language classes. I got, you know, Powhatan and mobility and so please join the Discord. So yeah, you can talk to Susan as well. The time of Susan here. And we just rocking and rolling on this TikTok live. I'm back on TikTok. I've been on for like, I guess what, a week or 2 now. So but yeah, if you haven't already, make sure you follow me. Make sure you follow people on the panel. Make sure you follow anybody you resonate with. Yeah, and share the live out, like it. Let's get to like 15,000 likes, 20,000 likes. If you're on Instagram, what's up? If you're on Twitter, like and retweet. And if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, I'm sitting on 4 or 5 platforms right now.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to the conversation. You look up the definition of American. It applies to the copper color races, but now applies to the Central European. And then if you go further, common sense and other segregation.
Papina, we can't hear you.
Yeah. My fault. You get me better now?
Yeah, that's a lot better.
All right, bet. Now I was saying, like, if you look up the definition of an American, it applies to the copper color races. Now applies to the descendants of Europeans, descents, right? Then if you go further in time, during segregation, who was called the colored races? You know, they had colored, then they had white teeth. So if you put 2 and 2 together, copper colored, right? They just removed the copper part and just applied the color part. So during that time, so also you got to think about, you know, then you go even further into time, the Racial Integrity Act. Walter Pleck and all his friends went around the whole entire North American region, some of the South region as well, and misclassified and reclassified people. So when people try to speak on that, all people of color come from that landmass, it's impossible. And you can't sit there and say that through migration your complexion changed. That's also impossible. That's not proven today. There's people that look like us that live in Alaska that have been there for hundreds of years, and they're yet darker than me and darker than a host. So all I want to say to this conversation is, to our people, refrain from using that word black, because derogatory is a misnomer and it removes us from who we naturally are. That's how they're able to take over our land. And that's what they're doing now. A lot of us have, lineage to like the Southeast region. So I would say, like, more or less do your genealogy. Spinning the tube does not, tell you who your people are. More or less, that's just like a direct, living. Like, for example, if a child and a father, mother and father child, that's how that works.
Robert, these are the Africans that said that they're not from Africa.
So, appreciate that. Yeah, if we got Africans saying they ain't from Africa, how do we expect everybody to be from Africa?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got to prove to me that, what I'm saying? It's like how today, the only way that Africans are able to get to and from Africa is on a plane. There's no ship that can take you directly from here to Africa or vice versa. So how did we get here from Africa? That's just plain and simple.
Can I share something real quick?
Go ahead.
You might want to, and this is just moving the conversation to another level, but this will really help everybody out. Start paying attention to the minerals that are in the ground around where your people are from. So if you're doing genealogy, find out, like one of the brothers said, you want to go back to your 9th grandmother, grandfather, whatever. Okay, but check out the minerals, because those minerals are still in you. You get confused with all this bull stuff that don't make no sense, and letting all these people come into your conversations telling you stuff that they don't know nothing about.
Right.
This is for you guys on the panel. Find out, when you do your genealogy, find out exactly. Don't be saying I'm this, I'm that. Find out where these people lived. It's minerals in those grounds. Those minerals are in you. Mm-hmm. We don't, for some reason, we don't do that. The minerals in the ground. You control the minerals, you control the people. All right.
That's why they've been distracting.
The minerals, y'all. The minerals make up you. Your DNA, for real, cuz. Your blood. You can do a blood test on yourself. You got enough doctors, nurses, and everything to do blood tests on yourself. Stop eating out of everybody's throat and do it yourself. Damn, you act like these people have all the information in the world to give to you. They have nothing. They're here to pimp you. And you guys don't mind being pimped. They do it. What you say. Later for what everybody else say. What you say. Okay, I'm out. Thanks.
That's facts.
Yeah. Just like you said, we got to start. Oh, go ahead. You want to finish your own thing, Tyler?
What Carrie was saying hits home nicely, because they got a whole origin story for the Chickasaw and the Choctaw, right? They talk about like the Nanawaya cave, and like the Chickasaw and the Choctaw migrated from somewhere else. So they met up with earthen people that was crafted from the soil of the mounds next to the Nanawaya mound, right? So what color is the soil in the Mississippi area? Is it sand dollar, yellow, or is it brown? Is it black and brown?
It's brown. And you know what's so sad about that? The fact that when they were in those mounds digging up our ancestors, they would scrape the SKIN and turn it into oil. And that's why when you look at their images from like the 1800s, they look darker. That's like their first type of sunscreen. Yes, thick.
That makes sense.
Somebody said the Nina, the Pina, and the Santa Maria, those were not boats that brought in Africans. Those were Moors who were not slaves. Those were people that came over and colonized the Mexicans and the fucking Caribbeans. So let's keep this thing clear, because this guy is sitting up here making up stuff at this point. There were already different migration ways that came through the Americas that are not a Bering Strait Mongoloid phenotype.
And guess what their real name is? These are the Maghreb. Before they was wearing feathers. These quote unquote natives are the Maghreb, which means Moroccans.
Well, also too, let's not, I mean, look, we can delve on the fact that for one, wasn't nobody crossing that Atlantic Ocean like people think they were. They just were not. It's virtually impossible to do so with the amount of people they say they were doing, and also with the type of ships and whatnot they say that they had. Now, if you were traveling the Atlantic, it was coastally. And again, people need to just look up some of these old maps, because you'll realize, for one, that a lot of these places are not so far from each other, but they were connected in a way that walking was definitely something that was possible. And if you were traveling by water, you were doing so coastally, because the waters are not as treacherous in the Atlantic on the coastline versus trying to cross that mud. But also just when you think about how they were navigating and different things of that nature, for some reason, people only focus on the Atlantic. Let's talk about the Pacific, where you have the Black Silk trade, where you have, undeniable and overwhelming evidence that East Asians, that people in like Papua New Guinea, freaking Melanesia, Polynesia, all those places were definitely traveling to and from South America, to and from Central America, to and from the United States, to and from Russia, to and from Japan, to and from all these different places. And that's just what that is. And celestial being, I don't give a damn if it sounds like I'm about to cry, whatever you think. You just be ready for when them people show up on your ass.
Yeah, I was about to say, I ain't even paying celestial.
I'm not, but I just think it's funny, because at the end of the day, what so-called Black American has been deported? None. How many Native Americans have been deported? Quite a few.
And they not really Native.
And they not really even Native. Like,
heck, they cheated the damn reservation system. Like the BIA couldn't do anything about it. Like,
but guess what though? Even with that, September 9th, those reservations were lifted. That's what people don't know about.
And the crazy
September 9th.
He's actually targeting Pacific people too. You get what I'm saying? And the ones that he are is the ones that he are, Lord. The ones that he's actually getting off of these reservations are the ones who's been stealing, not just from our accounts, but from the soil. And it's over with. That's why he keeps regurgitating. He got Pretendians going wild over 50 times in the comments. But y'all don't let that bother you, because we need that. You know what I'm saying? Because if we look up Pretendian, we're gonna see him.
Look, right there. My uncle got it up right now. And that's even what's when you think about certain things, right? First of all, why when you go and you type in the 5 civilized tribes, are they referring to these tribes as Negro tribes, as Black Indians? Like, why is that? That is not by a coincidence or what have you. Why is it that, again, when you think about the Native Americans of the day versus the Native Americans, huh?
Watch this.
Hey, listen, the stuff is crazy.
It's working in our favor. Because, like I tell people, when you let people tell them themselves, boom.
Exactly. And matter of fact, Celestial Being, if you like, while you in here spamming the comments, where's your last 6 grandmothers and grandfathers from your mama and daddy side? Are all of them from the Americas? Because I can go back 10, 15, 16 grandparents, and they all from the Americas. Where is yours from? I bet you it's gonna be some motherfucking East Asians, probably some Europeans.
It's good, cuz, you know what I'm saying? He just want attention. Like, you know, Super Mario Brothers.
Mesoamerica's back. Why you run?
Facts.
Like you ran off the stage, bro. Talking about some Rabos going wild. Yeah, you ran.
These clowns are afraid to talk. Like, what's going on here?
Right. And Wabo is a Polynesian language, y'all.
Oh, it's not, bro. It's a word. Water.
Where's your proof at, bitch ass niggas? Where's all your proof at, huh?
Hey, wait a minute.
Hey,
y'all, chill. The fact that he been waiting so long.
Shut your tennis ball ass up,
so long. And then the crazy part.
Shut your bitch ass up.
Oh, you want to get the live took, huh? Yeah,
animalistic behavior.
No, don't worry about it. It's cool because, you know, he waited all his life to do that. They're not tough like that in real life, so I'm gonna mute up.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Wabos does mean water, but it is a Polynesian language too. I encourage y'all to look that up. It's a Polynesian language.
I don't know why y'all just hold on. I don't know why y'all decide to get on the stage and act like hyenas, right? Y'all get a chance to speak to people.
It's in their blood.
Act like you got some sense, right? Y'all supposed to be these inept scholars, but you act like fucking children. And y'all supposed to be adults. Y'all want me to believe that y'all are adults, acting like a damn hyena. Like,
trying to get my boys' channel taken down. That's some clown shit, bro. Come up here with some decorum.
I know y'all ain't got no home training. Ain't nobody allow you to teach you no home training. Meso, you ran off the goddamn live because you can't answer a question. So I don't know why you talking shit.
And you know what? If I was the original people, I wouldn't even do what they doing. I'd just be like, look, now y'all finna get in trouble. Let me just slap this receipt right here. They can't do it. So I'm just gonna mute up.
Mesoamerica, he was already up here. He came up and ran away because he can't name no Africans that came over here.
Facts. So this right here, the Wabo language is a Maleo-Polynesian language spoken in West Papua, Indonesia, belonging to the Halmahera Kandar, I think that's Kandar or Cenderawasih language family. Wabo is a part of the. Let's go down a little bit more.
I don't know my daddy. Shit. I know my dad. My dad ain't raised no goddamn coward like you.
Exactly.
But instead of worrying about his daddy, worrying about the verbiage that y'all use that's really incorrect. But it's like, thank y'all still. But language family. Wabo is a part of the Austronesian language family, specifically the Maleo-Polynesian branch. Like,
if you're indigenous, hold on. If you're indigenous, why? I'm not just connected to the goddamn. I'm not Choctaw. I'm not Cherokee, nor am I Lumbee. So what are we talking about?
If you're indigenous, why are you multi-breed? And why do you have multiple bloodlines?
I just want to say this. They don't got multiple. They got really kind of the same. That's why they're the Homo sapiens and stuff, because, you know, a lot of their people share the same. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the fact that, damn, I forgot what I was going to say.
I was about to say Blackfeet from Montana. When people say Blackfoot, all people know there are Blackfoots in the Carolinas and Virginia, right? That's how y'all. Hold on. That's how I know y'all don't be knowing nothing. The Catawba, hold on. The Catawba and the Saponi called themselves Blackfoot.
Well, there's a difference in Blackfeet and Blackfoot.
Hold on, I just go ahead. Finish.
Yeah, exactly. There's a difference between Blackfeet and Blackfoot. The ones in Montana are the Blackfeet. They're Algonquin. The Blackfoot in the Virginia and Carolinas area are Siouan, and the Catawba descend from the Muskogee people.
Yeah, and the Blackfeet is not the Blackfeet Nation. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And then the crazy part about it is they have all of our tribes, even Indian, spelled differently. You get what I'm saying? See, we the Indians. I keep telling y'all that. Indians. We are the Indians, Indian, and ancient Kemet. All right? It means hero. That's who we are. You have to actually come from the air of the people who created every fucking thing.
Right.
You can't just claim to be Indian. You feel me?
It's crazy you say that, Receipt Goddess, because that's one of my things too that I've been telling people. Statistically speaking, the so-called Black Americans, we make up the majority, if not most or all, of the inheritances of the Americas. Period.
Hold on. All right, it's about time. Hold on, I'm about to expand myself real quick.
Absolutely.
All right. Y'all heard. Y'all ain't. Hold on. They literally have a word for fucking Blackfoot in the Catawba and Saponi language. Like, stop playing with me. The other Blackfoot, SaponiTown.com. Like, because they speak the Tunalo language. Ishi means foot. Asfahaye equals blacken. You put the two words together, it means Blackfoot. Sissy Papa. Sissy Paha. Yeah, it's pronounced Sissy Paha. They literally.
Awesome.
Like, what do we talk? Like, yeah, I know I don't really get up here and show too much, but yeah, like, stop playing. Like, they tell you their migration story as well. The Catawba and the goddamn Blackfoot, right? I mean, in the Saponi. Sissy Paha is a smaller tribe of North Carolina, presumably Siouan, from their alliance and association with known Siouan tribes. They must have been an important tribe at one time, as Haw River, the chief headstream of Cape Fear River, derives from his the name from them. In the site of their former village, known in 1728 as Haw Old Fields, was noted at its largest body of fertile land in all region. It was probably situated about present Pispaha on Haw River in the lower part of Alamance County, North Carolina. Bureau of American Ethnology, Bulletin 30. God. Hello? Y'all act like y'all know so goddamn much, dude. No, y'all don't, obviously.
Then you got Black Warrior River, you got motherfucking the false face man, so they depict themselves with blackface. Stop playing, bro.
You know what's so crazy? You know how they was talking some y'all was kings and shit. That's what their ancestors told them they was like this whole time. They lied to y'all. That's crazy work.
Then you got her down here. This is the one who down here talk about we not indigenous. Like, girl, look at you.
Oh, she's up here. Oh, you came up here.
Girl.
Not the Jay Leno chin. Not the Jay Leno chin.
You changed the pro. Oh,
yeah.
I thought she
I'm just saying, ma'am. I mean, it's like, calm down.
Oh.
Calm down.
Can this person that says you're not indigenous define what indigenous means?
You're
full blood Lenape.
Hold on. I got something. I got something for the little Lenape. Hold on. Hold on. I got
full blood. Lenape ain't even recognized.
Hold on, real quick. I got something for you. Y'all not even full blood. Y'all called Moors.
Exactly.
Y'all not even called Little Lenape. Y'all called Moors.
They got the rocking cage.
Turn your boy Turtle Boy.
They was turning the turtles into rattles. Okay, bro.
Nanticoke. Yeah, because y'all was mixing with the Little Lenape was mixing with Africans for sure.
Yep.
They came over here and mixed with them goddamn Moors.
Yep, them dirty Moors.
I don't like saying that, but is y'all want some biscuits?
This is from the Nanticoke. Yeah, this is from the Nanticoke museum.org. This is from the Nanticoke themselves. Nantego, Delaware. Where say they was Moors at? I know because they were called Moors in the 1700s. In the 1870s, community of Indians also established their own school in the area of modern-day Cheswold, Kent County, which was called Moortown. This group commonly referred to as Moors. That site had been in the area since 1710. The tribal community self-identifies as Lenni Lenape and Nanticoke, according to the 1892 news article. But before you was a Nanticoke again, right? You had to become Nanticoke and Lenni Lenape again. And now your ass was a Moor in the 1700s because you was mixed.
The more you know.
Did you peep that?
Why is this Nanticoke Moore self-hating on her African self? This is crazy work, bro.
Talking about you got Turtle Gang ass. Oh yeah, we some Africans. Yeah, of course you are, Turtle Gang. We know about y'all.
Raggy?
You's a goddamn Moor.
Yep, dirty Moor.
You are black. Be proud.
Yeah, you be proud. You be proud of your Moor side.
Yeah, why they denying the Moors, bro? That's in their lineage. That's genealogy right there. Like you should be embracing your African Moorish side, bro.
So what I do know is that Moors, there were many different Moors, and like somebody just pointed out, I mean, and more or less, I don't like saying dirty Moors just because I feel like across every nation, every time period, in a lot of different situations, there are fucked up people, for lack of better terms, in all of them. So, but Moors are like the Vikings. They were not just black or so-called white or so-called American, so-called European. Like, I mean, you had Chinese Moors, you had African Moors, you had the Berbers, there's quite a few different things. And it's only bullshit to a bullshitter, celestial being, just so you know. But what's crazy is that a motherfucker sit up here. For one, I know quite a few people on this panel. Oh, this talks about the mound builders in Mexico. I mean, but wait, there's more.
There's more Moors, huh?
Sniggers burn in hell. Sniggers burn in hell. Sniggers burn in hell.
This clown off the panel.
The what? Y'all
Right.
listen to them. They crashing out.
They crashing out. We got them debugging.
Construct a sentence at least. Dang.
They got Tourette's or something. Goddamn glitching, you goddamn bot. How much Russia paid us to function this bot? We was so much fake evidence. Fake evidence.
Right.
Why did you run away, Meso? You ran away just to type on your goddamn phone. Ain't that
so much fake evidence? That's so crazy. So this book I got from the Library of Congress. The Atlanteans and Tyrians, The Origin of the Toltecs, The Description and History of Atlantis, an island that once extended from near the coast of Africa to the West Indies, which is crazy work because, you know, when you think about places like Cape Verde and things like that, and you realize what the fuck is going on. But I mean, it's not just this book. I got plenty of books that talk about a lot of different things. Oh, this was the one with the mound builders. I encourage, it's 48 pages of bliss, y'all. And if you look up the origin of the mound builders on the Library of Congress, it's gonna tell y'all what y'all need to know. I mean, where's my other titles at?
The live shutdown. Like, bro, you know how many times I've been banned off TikTok live, bro?
But we're not spreading no misinformation, so it's okay.
It's sources on sources on sources.
You got sources on sources. Like, what? You try to get the lie? Yeah, because y'all cowards, bro. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, listen, they can't do it.
Hating ass nigga.
Sources or anything.
No, you need to prove.
The burden of proof is not on us. The burden of proof is on you.
The burden of proof
opposing
is
party.
on you. Now, you TikTok Indians need to prove yourself. You
Oh,
guys
whatever.
never have.
And you
You guys
long
never
titty.
have proof, guys. You got no
Man,
archaeological.
it's crashing, bro.
No
long titty having ass people ain't it.
Well, you got all this hearsay and all these fake ass fucking art.
Ain't nothing hearsay. Okay, did your people build the effigy mount?
Hey, look, bitch ass nigga, you got no fucking archaeological evidence of anything.
The rest of the world.
Yes, nigga.
I'm trying to tell y'all, the rest of the world.
Are you a scholar, bro?
The host is speaking.
Hold on. Hey, Celestial. Where you from?
I'm not telling you none. You need to tell me
Hold on.
how all this bullshit you're talking.
Hey, hyena, sit down.
Get your ass up, nigga.
Hyena.
Bitch ass.
Yeah, animal.
Hey, dog. Hey,
You don't
dog.
even.
Sit. I said sit, dog.
Yes, niggas.
Uh-oh.
Make me a
mod.
Make me a mod. That's what he trying. Man, that's pissing me off.
I'm about to put the muzzle on your stupid ass.
You have a cordial course, Celestial. Come up here with integrity.
These dogs need to know how to sit when they told.
That. And then you talking about Celestial.
Oh, let me say this, Haitian. TikTok is for entertainment, educational purposes only. No hate speech, bullying, harassment, discrimination, or racism. I would like you guys to continue to tap the screen, and we appreciate all the gifts. Let's get up to 30K. Can we put some fruits in the chat? And then just let you know, TikTok, hey, look, we need a native, right? Because he's actually being very, he's showing a poor job of a real native. You know what I'm saying? This bring the receipts, be respectful. He crashing out.
Yeah, be respectful, dude. Like, all we ask, if you really on this native stuff, right? If you're really native, you would treat people with respect. You're supposed to treat others with respect. I know that's in your bylaws. Sir, if we told your chief right now that you're acting like a loser on TikTok, would he be proud of you? I asked this yesterday. Would he be proud of you that you're acting like a loser on TikTok?
Yeah, because this is not a good look. They didn't act like this on Red's Ball.
He has no chief. Exactly. He has no chief. They're not. These people aren't enrolled. I know people that's not enrolled. I know they're not. They just be yapping like they are. Be yapping like they are. Good job, Cody.
Where to call us TikTok Indians? This nigga ain't even showed us where he from. What's his tribe?
Yeah, they come up here trying to say where we're from, but they don't want to give up no information on themselves. You can't.
He don't want us to look up his fucking people and notify his chief, call him up on his racism. Like I don't get it.
Where they do that at? How you come to somebody else's house and demand some shit? Boy, if you don't get your ass out of here, you're the only fake one. Who's the only fake one? You can't speak without cussing, huh? You cussing like a 5-year-old that got permission to say his first bad word, dumbass. I can cuss too, stupid. That's why I had to put a muzzle on you, because your owner forgot the goddamn leash.
Dang, can't these guys come up here cordial, have a nice discourse? Why they got to come up here hostile?
No, they can't. They can't because they're losers in real life. They only have power on the internet, kind of, right? They only have voice on the goddamn internet. They only have freedom when they got a keyboard in their goddamn hand. They're losers. Go to therapy. What's up?
These are Mexican. No, Holmes, like this is the black man of America with his saxophone, and the identifying location is the ghetto. And it's Friday night. Make no mistake about it. They knew you before you knew yourself. But the objective is to show you that you are not who brings you truth. Written in stone thousands of years before
That's
that.
on my page.
Could this be a Chinese or Japanese?
That's from that Asian video that brother was talking about how the blackness of Asia.
Lighter. All right, you have my attention. We're starting with steak, a tiny tostada, cream and chipotle.
What in the video does it pertain to America, bro?
Green chili queso, and let's see how they taste.
Yummy green chili queso adds so much wonderful
He
flavor.
has no power as a busboy. Oh wow. All they got is school history. I mean, we were just bringing up other stuff too, but y'all didn't want to listen.
Let's see how they taste.
Yummy green chili queso adds so much wonderful flavor. Go order these.
Oh, I should stop malfunctioning. There we go. Because we got stuff for days. I mean,
facts. Like, there's so many people. There's so many people up here.
Yeah. What was that guy that came up here talking about slave ships?
I don't. What's his name? I forgot his name. He's from Mexico. He's half Mexican, half white.
Half Mexican, half white. Well, Uriah Brandon did a breakdown on the slavevoyages.com talking about the Haitian hoax. If you've seen the Boule series, well, he brought up this guy, Philip Curtin. Well, what he did was he found out and backtrace like most of these numbers that they're pulling out of their asses are made up numbers that come from one source. Well, I'm about to find this guy. Comes from Mateus II, Jean Reportier des Expeditions Négresses, Tome 1, Tome 2, Michelle Daggett. And that this is written in 1984 through 1978. So this is the only source that they're pulling from of claiming a whole bunch of Africans by like 12 million is coming over here. Beforehand, you had people like Kwame Toure, aka Stokely Carmichael. You had W.E.B. Du Bois, John Henry Clark, all these individuals in academia claiming it was over 100 million Africans brought over here, which that's not even accurate. So we have to challenge these individuals that's in the mainstream media when they're putting out and throwing numbers saying this is as many amount of Africans that came over here. How can you be for sure if you don't have one, the ship, you don't have any like evidence that these places like they pull out Goree Island, for example, that was never used as a penitentiary to house like a whole bunch of people in a puppy mill type condition. That was building a mansion that was built by a mulatto woman named mistaken if I'm wrong, what's her name? Anacolis Pippin. And they tried to revise that whole building and that fort to be a slave castle when it wasn't used as that in the time period.
We got Crystal. Oh, my bad. We got Crystal in here. Pause. Crystal. Hey, what's up? We got Miss Gov in here. But my bad. You go ahead, Tyron.
But when they're trying to fabricate this entire transatlantic slave trade story, it's not all the way true because they're making up things within the mainstream media, and they're also hiding certain information. Like, for example, the FBA movement, they use the year 1526 as claiming Africans got here, allegedly as the first slave rebellion in the San Guadalupe rebellion, where Africans allegedly was dropped off in the South Carolina, Georgia, Florida area, but there's no precise evidence of these people being Africans. And when they're using these DNA companies to claim Africans of being over here, these are indigenous American Indians that were made slaves during that time frame of the 1500s when Ponce de Leon and Verrazano was coming in over here. They were utilizing the indigenous people of the southern United States and the Caribbean, and they try to classify these people as African diaspora, such as Yadkin Pedi, such as the what we call today the Gullah Geechee. These people are indigenous groups. They have an indigenous name for one. How did they get a Muskogean name such as Gullah? You got the people that's known as the Wali that's down there.
Yeah.
And you got the indigenous name, which is Geechee. Geechee, that's the river. That's Yuchian language meaning water. So how do you have all these so-called African diaspora groups calling themselves indigenous names within the southern United States, such as Tuskegee?
Right. I was about, there's so many sources that I got, man. It's kind of ridiculous. What was I about to say? Because I'm the first. I believe I was the first person on TikTok to show the Thomasine Jordan Act. Right. I think I ain't seen nobody else drop that before, but because I stumbled across it looking up the Rappahannock surnames, right? And it says that they would classify Indians as non-reservation Indians as Negro. Like, hold on, I can just go through my TikTok. Let me
is Celestial over here making fun of like the Roots character because that name was given to Kunta Kinte. That's a Choctaw name, right?
Yep.
Whistling Beaver.
Whistling Beaver. Oh, what's up? I got stuff bookmarked. I got so much stuff. That more thing. Thomasine Jordan Act. When they classified it's the Thomasine Jordan Act for Federal Recognition Act of 2009, right? Dang, this is Section 457. The Virginia Vital Statistics Bureau classed all non-reservation. You can't even see it fully. Hold on. I'm gonna go to the actual thing. Thomasine Jordan Act. So y'all know I'm not lying. Thomasine Indian Act. All right, cool. Thomasine Jordan Act. Boom, there we go. I'm about to click on the whole thing. Text. Yeah, here's the text. You got 23-page PDF. All right, we're gonna go to Title 4. That's where the Rappahannock are. All right, you're on Title. That's Title 5. I think it's what, 16? Yeah, 57 right here. The Virginia Vital Statistics Bureau classed all non-reservation Indians as Negro, and it failed to see why an exception should be made for the Rappahannocks. So if folks were on the reservation, why are they're classified as Negro for not being on in Virginia? Oh, man, you got folks talking crazy. You got Jack D. Forbes. The way Jack D. Forbes saying that right here, that the term Indian, the term Negro is used for Indians. I can't read it. I had to mute StreamYard. I'm trying to see the pictures I got bookmarked. Oh yeah, the E-Shack. We got the E-Shack right here. Right? Classified as Yeah. So right here, one example is the state of Louisiana did not recognize any of its Native American tribes. They were classified as Negro. Until nearly the mid-20th century in Louisiana, you're either white or black. The Attackapahs were many shades of brown. They were not white, therefore they were classified as black. Being Native American was not an official option. Officially on paper, they did not exist. This sort of treatment was widespread, even though physically present. They no longer existed, except in their own historical records, mostly oral. Their language was also fading away as the other facets of
There you have it.
like, man, come on, man. That's my people. Shout out to you, Woken Gator. Oh yeah, we got more tribes classified. This is the Poconoket in Rhode Island. All right, we waiting for that to focus in. All right, Lee. Dang, why is it not focusing?
Just go ahead and read it if you can read it.
I'll read it. I'll just read it. I was about to say, victims of prejudice and marginalization, many Poconoket families were listed as colored, black, white, or mulatto on census rolls and still recall the violent erasure of Poconoket legal identity from centuries before.
What source is that?
It's from the Pocono. It's like I gotta actually find it, but it's from the Poconoket, like the actual link for it, because I was just looking for it. Oh yeah, look at my cousin, Philip Proctor. My cousin Philip Proctor, he was classified as a Negro. Turkey Tayak, who resurrected the Piscataway, he went from mulatto, Negro, black, etc. on his census and was indigenous, literally descendant of the first Proctors in Maryland who are Piscataway.
And let me tell y'all, back then,
Say he an internet Indian. He's showing his genealogy.
I was gonna say back then, black is a social construct. So to be labeled as black at that time, which means that you are enslaved, which means that you are a prisoner. So that's why Walter Plecker went back into our records and put B on our census records. So it had nothing to do with our skin complexion. It had something to do with.
So Celestia, where your genealogy at? Dravid is showing his shit. Where's yours?
I was about to say I got whole videos on this shit. I'll pull it up. I'll go back. I'll go to the
drop your sources. Drop your genealogy, bro. Drop your DNA test. You calling people internet Indians? Show your shit.
Yeah, I would have to mute myself on. I would have to mute myself.
These people never show nothing. They have built their platforms just talking.
Yeah, he over here holding the panel hostage and telling us to show shit. He showed his shit. Show yours.
He's just trying to suck energy. You know.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Don't even pay his ass. I don't even pay his ass no mind.
Yeah, I just been sitting here returning back to Sender because they love to do, with their little dream catchers and shit. They love to speak sorcery, so I just returned to Sender.
Let me see.
They got the same Canaanite rituals as their African daddy.
That enhance background. We are for this to work properly, but yeah, this is really neat. I showed Turtle Gang, which is hilarious. Showed Turtle Gang. All right.
It's not like the prop is from the Salem witch trials too.
Yeah, and then what else? What else I got?
But that's funny how you got Turtle Boy, because I called up his people and they said this nigga ain't even fucking Lenape, he Cherokee.
Oh, he's Cherokee. Oh, he said I remember he was saying that the Cherokee came from the Lenape. But there is some.
He over here hanging out with the Ramapos, acting like they backing this nigga.
Yeah, I've been showing my genealogy on this motherfucker. Yeah, like I had to go back too far. I've been speaking the language, all types of things, bro. Like, oh yeah. Man, these folks is crazy, man. But with that being said, I'm about to wrap this live up. I'm about to go.
That's crazy work, bro. You killed Celestial with your own genealogy.
That's all you need to do. People ain't gotta go. I know people talking about going back so far. No, you ain't gotta do all that. But yeah, until next time, y'all. I'm gonna go on and hop on. I might pop into a live if y'all on here on live and stuff like that. I might pop in. But peace.
Okay, peace.
And stream.